If you walked into this movie excited about the potential of a James Gunn Superman movie and you thought that, the tone would mesh well, then that's probably what you were going to get from the movie. If you went in thinking that James Gunn's tone is a bit infantile, it's a little immature, and that he's going to have problems in serious moments, or he's going to have a kind of knee-jerk reaction to throw a joke on top of every scene that he can. And if you thought that going into the movie, you were right too. It's not. I don't think there's a lot of room for both camps of that to be right. What I found to be, I guess, enjoyable enough to give a positive score is that when it was on, right? When Lois and Clark were interacting, it was pretty good. When Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor was on screen, it was good. When Superman wasn't getting his ass kicked, it was good. I think that for the most part, I didn't have a problem with the brightness, the colors of it. The color grade wasn't a huge issue for me once the movie actually got rolling.
I heard they changed it a little bit from what the trailer was. Like, it wasn't so blue.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. But I would just say it wasn't as shocking of a contrast just watching once you got in the mix of the movie.
Brosnahan,
yeah, no, she's dope. She's actually a real reporter. She's not just eye candy with the high paying job. She's dope. I don't know what that weird screeching shit was with Hawk Girl, but I could have done without that. But other than that, the Justice Gang was okay. Guy Gardner was dope. Mr. Terrific. I liked Mr. Terrific scenes. I feel like a couple of them got stepped on with the jokes. I hope some of the things that we got from Mr. Terrific end in this movie. Like the next time we see him, he's just bona fide badass and that's it. Like no arguing with dogs. No slow moving garage doors to our vehicle because we need another joke. It's built into a James Gunn movie, so it's kind of unavoidable to get that from him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I underestimated how it would mesh with Clark. It went pretty well. I think there were times where they went overboard, where they went so far trying to make him gooberish good person, it kind of representation, like he's so good to a fault that like it made it nonsensical. And so in that degree I felt like they probably could have dialed it back again, but all in all I don't think it was complete and utter dog water, and it wasn't the greatest Superman iteration of all time either. I don't know why that has to be either way, in either direction. I don't know why that has to be the barometer. I don't know why it has to be absolute dog shit or it has to be 10 out of 10 the best thing that has ever come out of DCU. Like, me personally, I felt like the 9s and 10s were undeserving of this film. Okay. But I also feel like some of the 3 and 4 scores that I've been seeing from the film were undeserving as well. It is an enjoyable film. It's good enough for an entry point to a universe. Like, again, said this on Pantheon. If you treated this movie like First Avenger, then you left satisfied. You left like, okay, this is dope. This is a good jumping off point. If you were looking for this to be groundbreaking in any real way, or there's still people talking about that Billy Dollar Club. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know. Maybe you didn't get your full just due. I didn't have. From the moment that I heard some of the leaks about this movie, I knew that it had a ceiling. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really have the highest of expectations. So that may be it, because I play here as well. I have very low expectations for this movie, so they kind of jumped over the hurdle. My question was, leaving out, was, all right, if this is going to continue, it probably is at this point, then who's the next director of the next Superman movie? Because I don't think.
You don't think he can continue doing
Not in perpetuity, right? It worked well enough here because I think people were kind of starved for something like this. They wanted a character that was good for the sake of being good. They wanted a character that was ultra comic booky, like to the point of being campy. You know, there were a few times where I felt like we had taken a side mission off into National Lampoons. Like there's a dish of dog water in this movie. Just the movie itself is not dog water. Like there's definitely a dog bowl in the movie that's like sloshing all over the place and just in the middle of the room for no reason. However, that's not the whole movie. So I don't know. It was good enough to give a watch, and what did I give it, a 7? I think a 7 flat is about where I go, and that's off of one watch. Maybe it'll get better as I watch it again. Maybe it'll get worse. I don't know. I'm just not a personal fan of James Gunn's humor, and even beyond that, I can still be on board with jokes, when they're funny. It's just the incessant nature of it. He would not let it go. Every moment that felt like it was maybe a tearjerker, maybe it was a hell yeah fist pumping moment, maybe it was an empathetic moment when you're trying to feel sorry for someone. We just don't need that. It feels counterintuitive to what you're writing sometimes, and I feel the same way about Crypto that I felt going in. Get that shaggy dog the fuck out of here.
Now,
God, we don't need it. We just don't need it. Never felt like we needed it the entire time in the movie.
No, people love dogs.
No, people absolutely love dogs. We didn't need it.
We need it.
Absolutely did not need it.
Do you think this is beating Fantastic Four? Like, is this now good enough to beat Fantastic
Four? I'm still gonna say no. I'm still gonna say no. I think Fantastic Four will have a stronger opening than Superman. Possible. And honestly, that's really what it boils down to for these type of films. How high do you set the table on that initial weekend, and then how well do you sustain the deterioration of the box office over the next 4 to 5 weeks after that? So if we're starting at 200 million global around, I think that's where we're at right now for Superman, which is on the higher end of the spectrum for what people were predicting. I think not. It's kind of like in the middle because this thing has been all over the fucking place. There were some people over the weekend talking about Warner Brothers internally believes it might hit 300 million, 400 million. Now I think it's like 212 or something like that. Yeah. So, which is still higher than what it could have been. I think I also seen like 150 or 177. It's just that's not a lot of runway to lose. So if you're gonna lose 60% of that week over week, by the time we're here next Sunday, maybe the thing, and then after that, Fantastic Four is out. So it's kind of terrible. I think maybe it hits. I was saying on a good side, maybe it could hit around 700 million. It would need to dominate past Fantastic Four at this point to hit that number. So I'm thinking low 6s, mid 5s, 500 millions.
I'll say this: you're right about the week over week success. I think at least for now, going into week 2, the good thing that Superman has for it is that people seem to kind of be polarizing, or like they're on both sides. Some people say it's good, some people say it sucks. So you kind of got to see it for yourself.
Sure.
Yep. Whereas with the Fantastic Four, it's very possible that it could suck, and people will say that it sucks after week 1, which will make people not go see it week 2, or it's good.
Yeah. See, I think polarizing. I don't know. I think polarizing is better in the lead up, but then for your word of mouth, for your legs, polarizing could be it could hurt you, it could help you.
Sure.
If there's not a clear, hey, go see this movie, and there's not enough fear of missing out. If you don't have enough FOMO around it, then people might wait to see it on digital.
Yeah. Plus,
If it's
depending
a hit
on
or
where
miss.
you're getting your reviews from, it could seem overwhelmingly positive or negative.
It feels so far to the spectrum on both sides of this thing. It is either people who are fawning over it, and can't bring themselves to say a bad word about it, or it is that was complete and utter horseshit. Oh my god, can't stand James Gunn. Get him out of here. Man of Steel for life, baby. Woo.
Well, those people
Which
were already saying
I
that.
still prefer Man of Steel overall. I prefer the Christopher Reeves, the first two Supermans over what I saw on Friday. However, that doesn't disqualify it from being a satisfactory film. Like just rate the thing 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what it is you may prefer to this movie, that's not necessarily a measuring stick to just tell how the movie was in general. So
My other question was, we're still on this Reeves Batman versus Gunn Batman and what's going to happen with that. It sounds like this is a pretty campy Superman, so we might need a different Batman because it's going to contrast too drastically.
yeah, I mean, which feels crazy. Okay, it's not crazy because of Superman, but then you think that this movie's not going to make what's Batman made. There seemingly is going to be a sequel at some point for the Batman 2. Unless James Gunn is willing to eat the bullet and look like the bad guy and tell Zaslav, nah, it's not going to work out. Go ahead and shelve it or something like that, or sell it to some other studio who would like to make some DC content. They can work with Reeves on it. It'll be an Elseworld thing. But Reeves got to be looking at this thing like, damn, I made a successful movie. I had a successful spin-off series. Maybe I took a little while on getting the second script in, but it's in now. You don't have a Batman. It seems like this would be pretty easy. But then again, what I saw on Friday, there's nothing about that guy that can exist in Battinson's world. There's nothing about that guy that can exist in Battinson's world. He would have a coronary in Gotham. Literally, he would sit there all day just weeping at how bad things were. It's so dirty here. Oh my God, Lois. How can anyone live like this? I'm going to blow all the dirt off of every inch of sidewalk in this city.
Yikes.
Not an exaggeration, because that's how that man acts in that movie. And I guess anyways. Yeah, it's going to be very hard. Very hard.
Doesn't sound like it works at all.
It's going to be very hard.
Matt Reeves. And just for my note, more jokes than Thor, the last Thor, Love and Thunder?
Not more, but the same type of placement.
Okay.
Like nothing is truly serious. Even the serious moments are made unserious by the end of the scene because we need that humor.
Okay, well, I
'Cause
might
we
find
need
this
that
movie
humor.
a little annoying on that note, but we'll see.